Hey everybody, it's Infinite Drift and welcome back to the Survival Let's Play series. In the last episode, we built this zombification room so we could cure our villagers and get better trades, which resulted in us being able to get mending on a couple of our tools. Now in today's episode, I'd like to continue working on the trading area, however, I'd like to focus more on building some structures for the villagers to live in. So I have a really cool build idea in mind for our first villager home. However, this build requires a lot of green terracotta, which we don't really have at the moment. So we're going to start things off by heading over to the mesa biome so we can collect some items that we need for today's build. Tony, wait. What? No, there's two bees in here now. Can I even fit? I can't get in the boat. Tony, did you replace me? Like, am I that easily replaceable? Alright, well, I guess Tony decided I wasn't the best travel buddy, and he found somebody else, so I'm gonna have to go get my own boat, even though I'm the one that made it in the first place. Whatever, this boat's gonna be cooler because you know what? It's gonna be made of spruce. And we all know that spruce wood is the best. Alright, see you later, Tony. Thanks for ditching me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little hurt by that. I thought we were good friends, but I guess I'm easily replaceable. You know what? There's a village here. Maybe I'm gonna find myself a villager who will hang out with me on my travels. Do you want to be my new travel buddy? Come here. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yes, let's go. All right, so we're at the Badlands, and what I'm gonna do now is just grab a ton of cactus. However, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to make myself a little bit of a cactus farm so we don't have to keep coming back here. I know they're relatively easy to make, and we might as well have a good supply of cactus at home for whenever we need to make green dye and such. And while we're here, we might as well gather some extra sand, and let's grab ourselves some terracotta. And I think I see another village in the distance. Well, it's a good thing that there's a village here because I forgot my bed and I need a place to sleep. A little bit of an awkward jump, but I'll be taking this for the night, thank you. And honestly, I'll probably be taking this for the road. Sorry. Ooh, apples. You can't find a village and not poke around a bit. Don't mind if I do. Alright, and back to grabbing tons of terracotta. Alright, so we got ourselves lots of cactus and terracotta, so let's head on home. Okay, wait, I lied. We're not going home just yet because I completely forgot that I have this entire chest full of stuff from when we built the lush cave base. Like, I have diamonds here. What was I thinking? What can I leave behind? I'll leave 4 of these behind. Let me take my diamonds. I mean, these books are important. Ooh, a suspicious stew. Should I eat that right now? Let's try it. All right, soup test. Ooh, can I jump higher? Or like, what does this do? What is this buff? I don't know what this is. Can I run faster? Oh, well that didn't last long. That was very underwhelming. All right, let's bring this back. And I think we're just gonna have to come back for all of this stuff. That is, if I remember. All right, you know what? You know what you look like to me? I think your name is actually New Tony. Seems right. All right, New Tony, let's go home. Ooh, a dolphin. Oh, so majestic. I love it. And let's park our boat. Oh, hey, Tony. Is this awkward? It feels a little awkward to me, and I'm very uncomfortable. All right, this is an awkward situation. I'm gonna leave. Bye, have fun. All right, so now that we are back from our cactus gathering adventure and finding out that we've been betrayed by Tony, it is time for us to build a little bit of a cactus farm. So we have easy access to cactus and green dye right at our base. So I kind of have an idea of where I want to put the cactus farm already, and I was sort of leaning towards actually putting it behind this villager breeder because essentially what I would like to do is build a little bit of a garden area behind here for the villagers and kind of incorporate the cactus farm into that area. So in this space, we would have like a little garden with some farms. We could have a bee sanctuary in here, and I have a really cool design for the cactus farm that would actually really fit into that theme. So I'm going to start by flattening out some of this land so we have a good amount of space to build our cactus farm. What is that horse doing up there? How did he even get up there? Oh my gosh. Honestly, that's kind of epic. All right, and I think that this is a good amount of land for us to build our cactus farm on. Now, we're not going to need all of this land, but I wanted to kind of prep the area for the other things that I'm going to be placing around it. All right, so we're going to start off with this cactus farm by building the base of the structure, which is going to be an 11 by 9 footprint. And as always, I'm just going to retexture some of it quickly with some mossy stone and some cracked stone. Now, this part is isn't exactly very necessary. You can keep the bottom layer as grass if you want, but I'm just replacing it with stone just to kind of keep it in theme with what we've got going on up top. I know that means it requires more resources and you're probably not even going to see it anyway, but I'm picky and I like having everything neat and tidy if possible. And I forgot to mention that cactus farms are honestly pretty simple to make. I just did a quick YouTube search of how to make one and I watched a couple of videos from like Mumbo, Avo, and there's many ways you can go about doing it, but they're all pretty much fundamentally the same thing. So after figuring out the mechanics of it, I just kind of made my own size template because I had a particular idea for a design in mind and I just wanted it to fit that. They all just kind of function differently, like some are stacked really high to get you more cactus, some are a little bit smaller, and I just wanted one that was like a little bit medium sized because green dye isn't something that we're always gonna need all the time. Alright, so the floor is all filled in and basically all we need to do now is place a hopper right here and we're just gonna dig down to reach that hopper, and of course I'm gonna fill all of this in with just a little bit of stone. Alright, so from here we just need to place a chest like this, and then afterwards what we're gonna do is we're gonna place blocks of sand with one block in between each one, just going in rows like this until you reach the end. And then from there you can place your cactus on top of them. So basically we end up with a structure looking like this, and I just have the hopper in the corner right here because I'm gonna have all the water flowing from these corners down into the hopper. And basically what they're gonna do is when the cactus grows, it's going to hit a fence post right here, break off, and it'll flow into the hopper. So next pretty much all we need to do is place fence posts in between all of the cactus, just like this. And with that, we end up with something that looks like this. All right, so now basically what I'm gonna do is I think I'm just gonna fill every corner. So hopefully this will make it all run down to the hopper. There we go, it's already starting to flow. All right, so now if I toss some dirt just to see if it works, it should flow down into the hopper. Sometimes they do get stuck on the sand, but I'm okay with having like a little bit of loss with this farm. It's not a huge deal because cactus isn't like super critical for me or anything. And there you have it, the dirt's down in there. Perfect. So I actually really like the look of this farm. I don't know, I just think it looks really cool with like the cactus kind of floating there, and you've got the water, and the spruce complements like the color of the cactus and the sand really nicely. So the build that I'm doing is actually going to kind of show it off rather than try to conceal the whole thing. So I'm going to start off by bringing this up 2 blocks higher on each corner. And so we can see the farm itself, I'm just going to place glass in the middle all the way around. And from here we are going to use copper slabs and build up a roof, just attaching it block by block like this until you reach the middle point right here. And honestly, I kind of wish I had left copper blocks out to be oxidized, because what I'm really looking for is for these to turn kind of like that bluish green, because I did a design and it looks really, really good with the spruce and the brick. But it will also be nice to see it kind of change over time. So, all right, we've got ourselves a really cool looking copper outline for the roof. So what we're gonna do next is build the inside with spruce slabs. And then in spots where we can place full blocks, we're gonna do spruce logs, and of course we are going to strip the logs. So we're just going to alternate between the two, just like so. And for the top, I'm just going to add an extra copper piece right here, one on the other end, and then we are going to alternate between spruce slabs and then spruce blocks for the top part, and it'll look something like this. And you can see we're already collecting some cactus pieces, which is awesome. Before we finish off filling in the glass, I'm just going to go in here real quickly because I need to light this place as well. So I'm just gonna place a few lanterns here and there. Ow. Oh no, help. Maybe one here and maybe one here. Ouch. Oh gosh. And now we can fill in the glass. And this is the basic structure that we're left with for the farm. But we all know I'm not done yet, because I definitely want to add some decorations to the outside of it. So I'm going to start by adding some stone stairs to the sides. So now I'm just going to landscape the area really quickly by replacing all of this grass with stone. Ah! Oh, where did you come from? Oh, that was so scary. Do you have anything good to trade? Nah, not really. Alright, now that the wandering trader is gone, that's so weird. I have no idea where he went. He just disappeared. Anyway, now that he's gone, we can fill in all of this with stone. And we're just gonna do the same as the actual structure itself, except I am gonna incorporate a little bit of regular stone as well. And while we're at it, we might as well pop out just a couple of blocks and replace them with stairs, just to give a little bit more detail to this area. I don't want to go too overboard. I'm just gonna do a couple of blocks here and there, and I think that should be good. So the basic path around this structure is pretty much complete, so all we need to do now is add some decorations. I'm gonna start by adding a little design to the top of this build, and I'm just gonna use some fence and some fence gates just to cross like this. And then I think I would like to have some leaves wrap around, so I'm just gonna make them come around the roof this way and come down the side like so. And for the front of this build, I think I would like to have a couple of planters here, so I'm going to place a pot, a dead bush, and some leaves, and that makes like a nice little potted tree. So I'm just going to do the same thing for this side. And in the middle, I think I want to place like a nice little bench here. So I'm going to place the stairs, and then I'm going to have signs on either side. And I really like the symmetry for the front of this build. I think it looks really good. So for the side of the farm here, I'd like to keep it symmetrical, kind of similar to what we did at the front. So I'm going to place some stone walls on either side with a lantern on top, just like so. And then next I'm going to place some leaves and put a sign in front of it to make it look like it's kind of in a planter's box, just on either side. And then after that, I'm going to place some stone slabs beside those. And in the middle right here, I'm going to make a little bit of a table area and put spruce trapdoors in front of it just to give it a little bit more design. And on top of this, I'm going to place some flower pots just to kind of make it look like a little bit of a gardening area. And in the pots, I think we'll throw in some cactus on either side and lily of the valley in the middle. And while we're doing that, I think it would look really cute just to place a couple of pots on the floor here with some cactus in them, just to kind of go with the whole cactus theme that we're doing right now. And for this side, I think we'll keep it pretty simple. I think I'll just throw down a couple of barrels here and there, just like so. Maybe put some cactus in front of it, some leaves on the side, and we could do a lantern on the bottom here with another pot and maybe a cactus. And I think that looks simple but effective. So the detailing and the structure of the build look really great. However, there's one more thing I want to do to this to kind of enhance the area, and that would be to landscape around the edges. Because right now we have a really nice looking path, and then right beside it we just have green grass. So if we add a little bit more height and variation to it, it will give this build a lot more character and life. Alright, and with all of that landscaping, I think we are pretty much done with the cactus farm. And I would say it turned out really well. I really love that you can kind of see the workings of it, just because I think the cactus farm, the functions of it look pretty cool. So I did want to incorporate that into the build. And you can also tell what a difference the landscaping around it had made. Before it was looking really, really flat, and now we have a bunch of fencing, we have a bunch of stone around here. It gave us spots to add some lighting, and all of this detail really helps make this area feel a lot more complete. And if you come around back, you can see that we have our little chest here, which is collecting our cactus, and we already have 20, which is great. I also took the time to start pathing out the area from this cactus farm over to the village, just to kind of help give an idea of what other things I want to maybe add to the area, connecting to the paths, and make it feel a little bit more connected and like a little bit of a village. Because the problem right now that I have with my area is I'm not really connecting the paths yet. That's something that I really need to work on. I really need to start landscaping everything. I think maybe in either, honestly, this episode or the next one, we're definitely gonna have to start working on pathing, just because I really want to start making my area look like it is all one connected base rather than just a bunch of floating structures. Because you can see I still have the chicken coop where I can easily connect a path, and once I do that, I think it'll make a huge difference, because right now that's kind of plopped in the corner, the barn is, and now we have this whole vertical area that needs to kind of connect here. You can already see what a difference it made when I connected my house to the enchanting table, and same with the mine. So that's definitely something I really want to start working on, is kind of just making this area start feeling like it has a lot more life and character to it. So yeah, now that we are done with our lovely cactus farm, I love it. I think it is so cute. I think that it's time for us to grab the cactus so we can use it in our build for one of our first villager homes that we're going to be building. So now all we have to do with this cactus is we have to burn it to get some green dye so we can make green terracotta for our build. And while we're waiting for our green dye to be made, I'm going to start planning out the footprint of our build. So we're going to start this off by making an 11 by 5 footprint. And then 5 across. Then we'll connect this all the way around. So we're going to make this build a little bit of an L shape. So starting on the 5th block in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're going to place a block right here. And this is going to go up by 5 blocks. And on the side here, this is going to be another 5 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're just going to bring it back right here. So this is going to be the starting shape for our next build. And I think what we're going to do is we are going to hop into a time lapse to complete it, and we'll see what it looks like after. Alright, and with that, we have ourselves our first villager home. And I'm honestly so happy with how it turned out. I feel like I really pushed myself out of my comfort zone with this one, especially in terms of the block palette. I don't typically use green terracotta, brick, and white terracotta together. I really love this block palette though. I think the colors all work together really, really well. So yeah, my intent for this build is to have it as kind of like a multi-purpose shop of some sort, especially because I have 2 entrances that lead to 2 different places. I have this part of the build that leads into the basement, and I was kind of thinking about making it into like a bakery or something like that, and we can have villagers in here that would kind of relate to that profession. And if we go upstairs, we have a ton of space in here, and I was kind of leaning towards having a bunch of cartographers in here, especially because I would love to make this into a map wall or something like that. But I think we could also find other professions for villagers that are similar to the cartographers and just decorate it according to what we go off of. So yeah, my idea for this build was to have it look sort of like a really old shop that's kind of worn down but well loved. So it's still kind of taken care of, like there's like a nice little garden and stuff like that. You have new shutters, but you can tell that this thing has almost seen better days in some ways. There's tons of chips missing in the brick. It looks like it's been patched up with terracotta, and that's kind of the vibe I was going for with it, and I think it turned out really, really nice. So now that we have a completed build, I say we try to get our villagers into their new home. Alright, can you hear it? That, my friends, is the obnoxious sound we all love. The sound of a bunch of villagers enjoying their new home. This took me a lot longer than I'd like to admit, but honestly, it was so worth it. I also added in a couple of extra details here, like I have a sign for some steak and some bread, and I think I put like rabbit stew on the back. So if we head into the bottom shop, we've got on the left, we've got our butchers, then we have our bakers over here, and I just decorated it really simply. It's a really small shop, so I just added in some chests, some barrels, lighting, and I added in some campfires to make it look like piles of logs, and just some extra furnaces here and there. So now we're able to make some trades with the farmers over here. And then we also have our butchers. I honestly don't know how often I'm going to use them. They were more aesthetic than anything because I think they look pretty cool. But yeah, I really love this little spot. It's really, really cool. So if we make our way out of here and head on up these stairs, I just put like a little compass here just to kind of make it look like it's a little bit of like a map shop or something like that. And yeah, in here we have just a bunch of cartographers. I don't know if I'm gonna end up switching some of them out to different professions. Let me know in the comments if you think 4 cartographers are too much, because I have 3 down here, and then if we go up here I have 1 more right here, and I don't think I've locked all of them in yet, so there is a chance to change them. I just figured they do really good trades with the glass panes and the paper, but if you all think that 4 is overkill, honestly let me know and leave some suggestions for maybe some other villagers I could put in here instead. So yeah, I just tried to make this space look as cozy as possible. I used a lot of bookshelves in here, and in some spots I even used looms that are turned the other way because they look like empty bookshelves. I really love using them for that. I think it looks super cool. And yeah, it's just like a nice small cozy shop, but honestly it fits in so many villagers. I can't believe this. This is such a cool little spot. Oh, and I'm gonna head back up here for a second because I forgot about this map wall that I had made. So I drew out a map for this area so far and it's looking so cool. We're just gonna have to end up getting the other parts of our base done, and I'm not sure exactly how our base is gonna be looking once we develop it more, so for now I'm just gonna leave this part of the map right here, which will allow us to map out our base area over here, the garden, and some other spots that are probably over here. I love this. I'm so happy I thought of this idea to have a map wall because it's gonna look epic. And honestly, while we're at it, we might as well make some trades with these villagers now that we have them. Give me all your emeralds. Yes. Yes. We are getting all the emeralds from these trades and I am so happy. So we got a really cool cactus farm built today that's gonna allow us to expand that garden area, and most importantly we got this really awesome shop done and it is filled with villagers that we can trade with. And I think that's all we have time for in today's episode. Definitely let me know in the comments what you thought of today's builds and let me know what you would like to see in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and with that I will see you all in the next one. Bye!